7:04. I'm Chris Levingood here in the WRAL Live Center. We know that our team of meteorologists have been tracking that system that has been developing in the Gulf of Mexico. But I want to move over to the west of that. And this is in the southern part of Mexico, where you will see here the hurricane that hit as a Category 3 in at least the southern part of the country there. Tropical Storm John is what this graphic is saying here. But again, it hit as a hurricane this morning. Now, we're talking about the situation here bringing a lot of rain, possibly 4 to 8 inches of rain with this. And I do have some video to show you what it looks like in Acapulco, where this is near. This is where you can see the rain on the lens in this neighborhood in Acapulco, Mexico. Nothing too severe there, but maybe at 3-ish hours to the east of here. I saw this video that was shared on TikTok from that region. You see how the winds are pushing those trees. They're blowing it and the rain that's coming down heavily. So yes, we are tracking what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico, but also tracking the situation that's happening west of there. Continuing to get more information here on WRAL News regarding these systems.
Coming up on 5:18 right now on our Tuesday morning, and there has been a hurricane in the Pacific that made landfall in Mexico. Talking about something completely different in the Caribbean, not quite a hurricane just yet. This one could have an effect on us.
It could. We're looking at the potential for some heavy rain on Friday, maybe some isolated tornadoes. This storm will likely be named Helene. It looks like it could become Category 3 before it makes landfall on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Our local impacts will be heavy rain and isolated tornadoes. And our rainfall amounts from yesterday have gone up a good bit. Yesterday, it looked like we might be kind of in that 1-inch range. And now we're looking at, probably 1 to 3 inches across our viewing area. Here it is right now. Down here, just south of Cuba, it is likely to continue to track up across the Gulf Coast and again make landfall on that west coast of Florida. Right now it's 120 miles west-southwest of Grand Cayman. It is a potential tropical cyclone, just like we had last week, because it doesn't have a closed circulation. But the National Hurricane Center is sending the hurricane hunters into it this morning, and they may come back and say, yeah, it looks like this is a tropical storm. It looks like it has that closed circulation. That is likely to happen with this storm. It was never terribly likely last week because that storm was so close to the coast. So it is likely by the time we get to 2 p.m. on Thursday to be Cat 3 at 1:15, and then making that landfall kind of in the Big Bend area of Florida, and then it heads northward and really kind of moving through East Tennessee, western North Carolina. You could see here Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right about where that's making landfall, but lots and lots of rain. I mean, this is going to be a really, really big storm. And even Thursday, before as it's making landfall, we're seeing rainfall most likely starting in North Carolina. It's going to swing around this low pressure system and be sort of trapped into it, and that's going to help to enhance the amount of rain that we see and just become a very, very large system. Chris Michael's coming up in a little while in our Fox Newscast to talk about the Fujiwara effect and how all that works together with the two low pressure systems blending. So flood risk is high, of course, for the Gulf Coast of Florida, and then it's going to be medium for western North Carolina. They could see a whole lot of rain. We're talking about 5 to 7 inches of rain in the mountains of North Carolina, and that could actually cause some pretty major flooding there. For us, 2 to 3 inches potentially, and that would count the rain that we see today and tomorrow. But today and tomorrow is going to be fairly light. We have that cold front that's back to the west, and we have just some light amounts of rain across our area right now north of the triangle, and then a little bit more of that down to the south. We take a look at Futurecast, and you can see the scattered rain mostly is in our northern counties this morning. And then we'll have another chance for tomorrow. Lots of events happening. Of course, we've got the Benson Mule Days Festival and, of course, Bluegrass Festival. Just stay tuned here. If they make any changes to their plans, we'll let you know, Ken.